Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Thunder, and this is Two Dads React. And that's my collaboration with Tony from God Rules. And we are two dads. We're lame-o dads. But we also are very concerned about the state of the world. We have a Christian worldview that we view the world through. And we're dads, we're parents, so we're concerned about, in particular, how world events are going to affect family structure. And show, today's show is no different. We are talking on the topic, we made it through 2023. Well, what about 2024? What about 2024? And right on cue, someone wrote in the chat, 23 isn't over yet. Cabal has a few days to still pull off some BS. And that is true. That is true. And yeah, I'm streaming from an unusual location. What is it? What is it, the third day of Christmas? Is that right? Or is it the fourth day? Let's see here. So Christmas was the 25th. Oh, it's the fourth day of Christmas. Must be the fourth day of Christmas. So our celebration festivities are in full swing. I'm actually visiting some family. But we still wanted to bring you a riveting episode of Two Dads React. 2023 is over, but what about 2024? And yes, I still have my tinfoil hat with me, although I never wear it on the show. It's necessary to, especially when you're out of town, you can tune in things that you usually can't when you're at home. So, got to make sure that I do that. But like the video, like, share, comment, subscribe, become a channel member where you'll get access to all archived videos. Support independent media, super chats enabled, super thanks for the Replay Gang, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Dr. Thunder Music, all one word, spell out the word doctor. And if you want to feed me sandwiches, hit the Cash App, Sandwich Gang. Sandwich Gang. Without further ado, Two Dads React. Warning: some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. What's happening, buddy?
Not much. I was just waiting for the intro to get over. Yeah, nothing, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Where are
So
you at? You're you said a hotel or something?
no,
Or
I'm
you're at
just visiting.
relatives? Relatives?
Yeah, just visiting some family.
All
Yeah,
right. Cool, man.
but yeah,
Are you in Michigan? Are you over in Michigan right now?
I am.
Okay, I'll be there Saturday, but okay.
Yeah, I'll be coming back through Michigan on Saturday, but I won't be staying. But yeah, man.
The road's okay? The road's okay?
Oh, roads were fine. I mean, it was nasty. I mean, it was raining, but you know, no big deal.
All right.
No big deal.
Cool, man.
But a lot of crazy things
So you
going
got a lot of
on.
good stuff though.
I do. I do. I've got some pretty interesting things. I think we can sort of start with. I don't know. Maybe we want to talk a little bit about wrapping 2023 up and maybe some of the weird things. Just a couple things that come to mind that happened in 2023. And I thought, uh, well, maybe before we do that, I thought we could start with this right here. Check this out. So
All
this
right.
woman here, um, she can't claims to be some prophetess or something. I always have I kind of look at that stuff with a side eye. Um, I'm not
Okay.
sure,
Yeah.
if somebody's a prophet or not. The way to tell if somebody's a prophet historically was after the person died and was dead for a long time. Then then other people would say, "Hey, uh, they had a lot of things that they said that were right. You know, uncanny. Okay, let's consider canonizing them as prophet as a prophet." So the prophets that you see like in the Old Testament of the Bible, they were not known as prophets when they were alive, right? They were only known as prophets after they died, after it was shown that what it is that they said actually came true. But it seems like what we do today is we just basically people just call themselves prophets. I'm a prophetess. I'm a prophet. It's like it's just kind of out of order. You're not the one that gets to decide that. But anyhow, this is a woman that's saying something that seems like it may actually be coming true. Let's take a look at it.
Bishop T.D. Jakes will have one of the biggest scandals of all time in the Christian church, one of the biggest shaming falls before God finally judges him in taking his life. His name will be named by the people he has been with. His scandal will involve his sexual orientation, and God says that this is when people will finally see who they have been following with a lot of these pastors and spiritual leaders. On top of misleading people, on top of, he called it financial impropriety, which means that there is severe questions about what happens to money in the potter's house. He says that this man is a wolf in sheep's clothing, that this man is a Freemason, and that he is brotherhood. The evidence this bishop will be fighting is hard evidence, and God says he will spend considerable time, considerable energy, considerable power, and considerable money to suppress that evidence so that it does not come out in the legal battles that will follow. But
Now, I'm just going to say now. I don't look. I'm still not for people just saying, "Hey, I'm a prophet. I'm a prophet. I'm a prophetess." You know, I'm still not. I'm still not for that. What this woman is saying though is pretty eerie because as it says, This was. Look at what it says in the bottom there. September 2022.
September last year. Yeah,
Right? Not even
over a year
September
ago.
of this year. A year and a couple months before this stuff broke, because this news started breaking, or this rumor, whatever it is, whatever we're going to call it, it started breaking December 18th. All right, so she was
So
way out
what's the
in
rumor?
front.
Because I didn't really. I just saw
Okay,
like some headline about it like a minute ago. Like I literally just heard about it like 20 minutes ago on a headline or something. I didn't
so
even read it.
so fortunately, I have. Let's see here. I've got a three-part. Let's see, what is this? So part one, perfect. So this will sort of fill us in basically on many of the things that have been said thus far. Also, folks, you can check out a video that I did. That I think that video is still up. It's from earlier this week, and it's on this topic. It's on this topic.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
I was going to mention that other mic was clearer because it's not super clear, but I don't know if you can use that other one.
Yeah, I can. Give me a second. Let's
Okay.
see here.
Yeah, I think it is clearer.
How about this? Is this good?
Yeah, that's better, man.
Okay, all
I
right.
can hear you much better.
But anyhow, I was saying, if folks want to investigate further, I did a video on one of my morning Rolling Thunder shows. There's a playlist on my channel for that. You can check that out. I'm only leaving that up for this week. I'll be putting it behind a paywall after this week. So if you want to check that out, check it out after the show. But here we go. This will sort of get us up to speed. Here we go.
Geno Jennings fearlessly confronts T.D. Jakes. In his bold preaching style, Geno Jennings doesn't hesitate to call out Jakes, challenging him to speak out against homosexuality. Moreover, Jennings also criticizes Jakes for his close friendship with P. Diddy and his participation in the rappers' parties.
These preachers hang out with rappers. Yes, they do. They showed T.D. Jakes hanging out with Puff Daddy at his party.
My Lord, my
T.D.
Lord.
Jakes sitting right there at Puff Daddy's party while pole dancers are jumping up and down, twerking, and Bishop sitting there.
My Lord.
He ain't tell no woman there they loose.
Amen.
So they would call this preaching, you extreme.
Extreme.
It's heaven or hell.
That's right. That's right.
God's way or no way.
No way.
You're on God's side or the devil's side.
That's right.
You love God's word or you hate
Or you
God's
hate it.
word. You stand for God or you stand for the devil.
That's right.
Jakes, offended by Geno Jennings' preaching, sent him an email expressing disapproval and mentioning that he, along with others, had contacted the Federal Communications Commission to seek a ban on his broadcast. In response to the email, Jennings issued a challenge to Jakes, inviting him to a public debate to address their differences in views and beliefs.
T.D. Jakes sent me an email.
Yeah.
And told me he's appalled with my preaching. He said him and other international figures in America has contacted FCC to ban us off the air.
My Lord.
We had the media director contact him back and gave a better offer. I said, besides getting us off the air, give us an open challenge.
That's right.
Hey, folks, we've got 47 people in
Who's
here.
this guy, man?
Please like the video. Please like the video.
The clash between the two unfolded against the backdrop of the potential regulatory action threatened by Jakes. In response to recent allegations involving Jakes and P. Diddy, Jakes addressed his congregation, stating that he has too
government on their shoulders don't have time to be playing with freaks.
He made it clear that he has never claimed perfection, acknowledging that he has flaws and faults. He expressed that he cannot spend a lifetime apologizing for things he can't change.
I never told you I was perfect. I got my own flaws and my own faults. You can't.
And by the way, this is him
Hey.
responding to the allegations. This is him responding
Hey,
to the.
I wanted to say something really quickly.
Okay, just 1 second. This is him
Go ahead.
responding to these allegations this past Saturday at a Christmas Eve service at his church. That's what this footage right here is from. Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Okay, so what's really interesting about this is that there's actually prophecies that a ton of high profile ministers are going to fall. And what it is there's this guy named Mark Taylor, and if you can show it on the screen here, I can show something he recently said. Actually, I can show two different sections of it. Let me show you this too. Okay, so all right, so this guy is actually showing one of the prophecies of Mark Taylor. Mark Taylor predicted Roe v. Wade would be overturned. It was overturned. He predicted Trump would be a president back in 2016. He predicted like 10 years before it happened. He predicted like about 4 or 5 things that have happened. He's predicting also that there's 2 things going on in America. He said that there's a Jezebel spirit, which is in the church, which is keeping back America from actually getting better because we have all these evil people running the church. Also, we have evil people running our government. And he said that basically a lot of these people are going to fall, including the Pope. So you got Pope Francis, here you go, TD Jakes. This is one of the people right there. There's another guy, I can't remember his name. He's a prophecy guy. He's really popular. And he had something major come out last year that he almost committed, deletion. He almost committed deletion over it. A lot of people don't even know about it, but I'll have to find all the ministers that have been exposed of recent, because there's a ton of them. But we have here TD Jakes. And so what's interesting is they're saying there's 2 spirits. There's the Baal spirit and the Jezebel spirit. The Jezebel spirit is over the church. The Baal spirit's over America. You need to get rid of both to have America actually change and get better. And so I think this is where we're starting to see some of this happen. We got TD Jakes being exposed. And of course, P. Diddy, I'm going to ask you a question, Sean. I knew about P. Diddy getting into trouble recently. I heard about that. And actually what's really funny about it is it's all a result of something. A lot of people don't even know this. So this all might have been a result of something that backfired completely. So what they did is they were trying to get our former president in trouble, okay, with women from this past, right? So they passed a law in New York saying there's no statute of limitations. If Mr. Orange Man did something to you 40 years ago, you can sue him. So they passed this law, and then it backfired. It backfired. It went on P. Diddy. There's like a ton of people, like a ton of celebrities that all started getting sued by women from like 20, 30 years ago, right? P. Diddy was one of them. And I'm wondering if this P. Diddy thing where he got sued and all this weird stuff coming out about P. Diddy now fell onto TD Jakes. I'm just wondering if it's like a backfire, like they were trying to use it against one person and end up being used against a lot of others.
Yeah, well, it definitely did. So basically what started this stuff against P. Diddy is Cassie, which was his ex-girlfriend from years ago, 5 years or whatever after the fact, claims that during these what he called freak off parties, he was basically hiring male prostitutes to have sex with Cassie in front of him, in addition to all kinds of orgy. You can imagine what I'm saying. Orgies and drugs and underage girls and all of this stuff. And so Cassie produced a list, in a preliminary release on that list, and allegations were made that TD Jakes attended these freak off parties, and that he was engaged in this is all allegedly. He was engaged in same-sex relations, and that he was labeled and known as a quote-unquote power bottom. This is the stuff. This is the stuff that was.
What's a power bot? You said a power bot, right?
No, I said power bottom.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now I'm not going to
worse. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to describe what that means.
Okay, I got it.
Folks.
Yeah, okay, dude.
I would suggest that people be very careful searching the internet for that, because you'll probably find a lot of stuff that you don't want to see.
Yeah.
Okay, but
okay, good.
But these are the fullness of the allegations. So when this supposed prophetess, September 2022, talks about him being outed, even his sexuality being called into question. That is, I mean, I don't look. I'm not saying if this is true. Matter of fact, and I said on my own broadcast
Wasn't there another
when I was
big?
talking about this, I actually said that I don't think that this is true about Jakes. That's what I said.
But there's a lot of them, man. Like there's
Yeah.
another one too. There's another major black pastor. I can't remember his name. That got caught in the same thing with somebody in his own church. I can't remember the dude's name. He was pretty big though.
Are you
That
talking
was
about
like a
Eddie
few
Long?
years ago. Yeah, maybe it was Eddie Long. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it might have been Eddie Long.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that's happening, and I think that it is true that it's likely that a lot more stuff will come out because Cassie has a list. There's a list that hasn't been fully released yet, and it's supposed to be naming names and stuff like this. But then we also know that this Epstein list is that's coming, and you wonder who's
Oh
on.
yes, that's another. Yeah, I heard some celebrities already saying that they're going to leave the country, and haven't even said like they haven't even put out the list yet. And they're like, I'm going to leave. I've heard a couple of them already said they're going to leave the country. So, and actually, this is my next video. I didn't. You just gave me some new stuff for my next video. I was like going to talk about Hollywood because I found some weird, really bizarre stuff in Hollywood that's happened in recent. So, okay, check this out. So you know that movie Sound of Freedom, right? That when that came out, Sound of Freedom, Sound of Freedom. So when that movie came out, that was July 4th, which is Independence Day, right? And that's all about, we already know what that's all about, right? Okay, so we know what that movie's about. What was really weird is right around the exact same time, that's when Hollywood went on strike. And then they had like all these celebrities were having trouble getting work and there's no movies being made. I thought that was really strange that it happened exactly when that movie went viral. And that movie, Disney tried to suppress that movie. They actually owned it and they suppressed it. And then what I noticed is after that happened, and they had the strike for a super long time. Then all of a sudden you have all these weird stories coming out about Hollywood celebrities. Here we have this guy named Aaron Carter. You remember this guy, Aaron Carter? He's the one who wrote to Kanye, "Let's talk man to man." And then shortly after he did that, he was self-deleted. And now just a few days ago, his sister was self-deleted. So his sister just recently deleted as well. So you got a guy that talked to Kanye when he was coming out back in 2022, saying a bunch of stuff, saying, "Hey, let's talk." And then he all of a sudden just strangely a few days later deleted. And then, of course, now recently his sister. So it's like, what's all this stuff about? Like, why is this happening? It really makes you wonder if there's like something going on. And then, of course, there's all these other bizarre stories with Hollywood. I haven't got it all pulled up, but there's even some funny ones like with Vin Diesel. There's some pictures of him looking like he's practically pregnant here. I don't know what's going on with this dude. But I thought it was kind of funny because I'm like, man, that guy, I actually look better than him right now. I was like, that guy usually looks so awesome in the movies. And like, dude, look at him now, man. What's going on with this guy? But there's a bunch of weird stuff with Hollywood right now. I hadn't had a chance to look into it all. But there's some strange stuff going on. I was able to look into
picture,
the one with
real quick, that
Brazilian?
that picture of Vin Diesel, real quick. That's interesting. He looks like he has. This is a look that some bodybuilders get from basically abusing steroids, and they get this. They get this bloated midsection, and what causes that is that the steroids, they can cause your intestines to actually grow at a rapid rate, and so they grow faster than your rest of your anatomy. So then it makes it very difficult for them to hold their stomach in. And this is
I thought it was kind of like it reminded me of my uncle Van. He had this massive beer belly, and like he had chicken legs and a beer belly. It was, I don't know if that was. You can also be from beer, just drinking too much beer. But I mean, who knows, right? It could be a combination of both. It could be a combination of both. I mean, I'm sure he takes steroids. I'm sure he took stuff.
Yeah, but this specific look, because if you look at his arms, if you look at his chest, it's just his belly that is distended like that. And if you look
That's what I was
online,
saying. Like,
if you look
it looks
online for
weird, man.
bodybuilders that have that same, they'll have that same look. Not all of them, but there are a few in particular, and they have that exact same look that he has right there. So it's just
It could
interesting.
be, man. I mean, it could be roids. I mean, we had Stallone. He was caught with some horse version. I mean, like these guys in arm wrestling. There's one guy named Levon. He's like taking some insane stuff from what I've heard. Like I watch arm wrestling. You got Devin Larratt. You got Levon. Levon's like this gorilla guy. Is just the hugest guy, and there's, from what I understand, the stuff he's on is just like insane. Like you don't want to take this stuff because like you don't know what will happen to you. Like in 5-10 years you might be gone, right? Like he's taking the most you can take of anything. Like it's just crazy. But he's also like the strongest guy in arm wrestling right now too. He's a winner, but you know.
Here, let's digress a bit. Let's get back to this.
Yeah, go over
the
your
story
side,
that
man.
we're in.
Yeah, let's go over your side.
No. That's great. I think that was a good skirmish, a good tangent there. But let's get back. But first, I want to acknowledge the super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Saying, how long have you both been friends for? Thank you, Andre416 with the 279 Canadian. So 5th grade. We've been best buds since 5th grade.
Yeah, it was like before middle school. Yeah, it was right around there.
Yeah, so it's 5th grade. So let me think of this. So 5th grade would have been 7 years before 93. So what is that? That'd be
86.
86, right? And so now it's about 2024. So what are we coming up on? 40 years or something?
Yeah, it's a little while.
Yeah, coming up on 40
I think
years.
we met on the bus, didn't we? We met on the bus.
No.
I think it was on
We
the
met in
bus
the library.
when we were going to school or something.
No, man, we met in the library.
Oh,
You remember?
I remember doing something in the library in middle school where we drew mustaches on people's faces and stuff. I remember doing that.
Yeah.
You remember that? I think we didn't. Did we get in trouble for that? I can't remember.
I think it was some goofy stuff like that, but it was in the library, and I remember I think we got in trouble. I think we did get in trouble from the librarian. So, anyhow.
Yeah, but you and I were not exactly. We were kind of like troublemakers when we got together. So a little bit, yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose a little bit, not too much, but I suppose a little bit. Anyhow, let's go ahead. All right. So here we go. Here's the rest of this, and I've got 2 more parts to this. So
Spend the rest of your life apologizing for stuff you can't change.
He emphasized that despite what people are saying P. Diddy did, that's not what he's worrying about. He also emphasized a desire to move forward, recognizing the limitations of dwelling on the past.
Y'all always talking about what the man did. It ain't the man I'm worried about. I never talk about people. In all the years I've been preaching, I never scandalized anybody, ever. In almost 50 years, nobody's name has ever been in my mouth.
all right. So
What about that? Wasn't it P. Diddy that made that weird movie of Jesus or something? Or not one Jesus, it was some guy in the time of Jesus, right? Wasn't there a weird movie he made? Was that him or am I thinking the wrong guy? Oh, I'm thinking the wrong guy, aren't I? Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the wrong guy. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different artist. What's that guy's name? I can't remember his name offhand. But yeah, okay, never mind. It's the wrong guy.
That's all right. Let's keep going.
While acknowledging the talks about P. Diddy, he said his primary focus is on addressing more pressing matters in his life. Jakes dismissed the rumors as baseless, asserting that it is impossible for a 66-year-old man to engage in the actions they claim he did.
That's a stupid rumor.
Real quick, we've got 86 people watching, but only 40 likes. Please like the video. Liking the video is the most important thing for you to do to support the show. Like, share, and support the show. Thank you. All right, let's keep going.
That's young folks gossip anyway.
Jakes urged his congregation to focus on the larger mission and the positive impact they could collectively make. Emphasizing the importance of growth and self-reflection, he expressed a commitment to addressing personal shortcomings while remaining steadfast in his dedication to the community and their shared values. On Monday, December 18th, rumors started circulating after a video from Tough News TV suggested that Jakes was involved in events with Diddy, engaging in same-gender relationships, and allegedly behaving inappropriately with a minor. Addressing his congregation emotionally over the weekend, Jakes stated he won't defend a lie from the pulpit but will preach the truth. He emphasized that he won't force people to believe him but will stick to his calling of speaking.
Actually, what he said is that he won't address a lie when he can preach a truth. And I thought that was interesting wording.
Yeah.
A truth, not the truth. A truth.
I meant, you know what the movie was? I was thinking of Jay-Z in that movie Clarence. It's making fun of Jesus, but the guy Jay-Z looks slightly like P. Diddy. I don't know why I got him confused, but
Typically false and baseless. Despite the widespread allegations and social media attention, Jakes said he will stand firm in his commitment to honesty. He expressed his emotions while addressing his congregation over the weekend, emphasizing that he won't use the pulpit to defend falsehoods but will remain true to his calling of preaching the truth. The revelation of sexual allegations against T.D. Jakes can have profound negative impacts on both individuals and communities. It often shatters trust and undermines the moral authority that these leaders hold. Congregants may experience disillusionment, leading to a loss of faith in the institution and the teachings it represents. The tarnished reputation of religious leaders can also erode the credibility of the entire religious community, making it difficult for them to effectively guide and support their followers. Additionally, these incidents may deter new members from joining, creating a lasting stain on the religious organization's image. Furthermore, the negative impact extends beyond the immediate congregation, influencing public perception of religion as a whole. Instances of sexual allegations against religious leaders can reinforce stereotypes and contribute to a broader skepticism towards organized faith. This erosion of trust may result in a decline in religious participation and an increased reluctance to engage with spiritual or religious communities. The victims of P. Diddy misconduct will more than likely face emotional and psychological trauma and may struggle with feelings of betrayal and disillusionment. The hierarchy within society may exacerbate power imbalances, making it difficult for other victims to come forward and seek justice. The mishandling or cover-up of these allegations by even religious authorities can perpetuate a culture of secrecy and further damage the credibility of the victims' statements.
we see this with Pope Francis too. We see, of course, with the Vatican all these years. But the fact of the matter is, I think we're going to see a lot more of this. I think we're going to see a lot of leaders falling in the near future because of all the stuff that's going on. Because honestly, these guys live a life that's separate from what they're preaching. You know what I mean? They live this very lavish lifestyle. He's friends with Oprah as well, right? T.D. Jakes. And I remember I used to listen to him like a million years ago. I think when I was younger, I listened to him some. But, it's just kind of interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of things happen in 2024. You mentioned about that list, a certain list of people that will be let out. Jeffrey, of course, the guy with the island, that list will be let out early next year. I'm curious if there's a lot more ministers on that list other than just Hollywood celebrities or big, famous people or rich people, right?
Yeah, real quick, I want to address something.
All right.
Charlie Buffo that's not true. What you're saying is not true. The voice is AI. That's true. The narration is AI, but the information is not AI, is not authored by the algorithm. That's not true.
Hey, Sean, this is actually important. I just saw that on YouTube, if it detects AI voice, it actually will do something to the video. Like it actually, I've heard that that it's not necessarily yet. I don't know, but I heard that if you start using like an AI voice for something, you have to tell it beforehand or something when you upload a video or something like that. It's kind of weird. I don't think the rules in place yet, but I think they're supposed to be doing that in the near future or something, which is kind of strange. But
Yeah. So here's the thing. Um, I did a full length show on this topic earlier this week, and you can on my channel you can check that out. It's in my Rolling Thunder playlist. Uh, so uh, so anyhow, I mean,
but
you'll
this
be
is
able to
not
tell.
AI. It's a voice. It's a voice. It's not AI, is what you're saying. It's like the person narrated it to a voice or something, right?
Well, this could be AI. The voice could be computer generated. I mean,
Right. But
and
I
there's
mean, the
nothing wrong with
guy
that.
actually wrote out what was being said. Yeah, no, the guy wrote something out though before he put it in it or whatever, right?
Maybe. I mean, I think what.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Um, Not all AI is bad. Okay, so for instance, if you ask AI to give you information about certain events, and then you go and verify to make sure that that stuff is actually true, no problem. Okay, the issue that I have is the potential for us to just basically believe a machine without doing any research of our own. That's going to end up being, I think, problematic. Um, but I
See,
mean, you
that's
could
that's problematic with everything. I
right,
mean, you listen to anybody and do no research, you're gonna easily have
right,
a problem, you know.
exactly. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
mean, that's pretty much looking at the news, you know.
right, so let's keep going.
In addition to the emotional toll on victims, the fallout from such scandals can have financial repercussions for Jake's organizations. Decreased attendance, dwindling financial support, and legal challenges may strain the resources of the institution, affecting his way of living. If Diddy is found guilty of sexual misconduct, he can face legal consequences, including imprisonment. Legal systems vary, but in many countries, engaging in sexual offenses may lead to criminal charges. The severity of the charges often depends on the nature and extent of the misconduct. Upon conviction, he may be sentenced to serve time in prison as a form of punishment and to protect society from potential harm. The length of the sentence is determined by the legal system and takes into account factors such as the
Now,
severity.
I mean, now you can tell all of this is a script that was generated by AI. All of this extra information that's just giving
Right.
details about
It
punishment.
sounds like it.
Yeah,
It's just like
Of
no,
the
it's more
offense.
like it's just trying to fill air or something.
right.
It's like trying to
Any
fill
prior
air or
criminal
something.
record,
You
and
know, it's like
the impact on the victims. Imprisonment serves not only as a punitive measure but also as a means of deterrence to discourage others from engaging in similar behavior. It reinforces the principle that everyone, regardless of their position or affiliation, is subject to the law and accountable for their actions. Overall, the negative impact of these allegations against Diddy and Jakes is profound, affecting individuals, communities, and the broader perception of religious institutions. The clash between Geno Jennings and T.D. Jakes, along with the subsequent allegations involving Jakes and P. Diddy, has created a complex web of controversy. The potential regulatory action, public debates, and emotional responses from both sides have contributed to a challenging environment. The revelation of allegations against Jakes further adds a layer of profound negative impact on individuals, communities, and the perception of religious institutions. The fallout from such scandals not only jeopardizes the trust and moral authority of religious
Now
leaders.
that's a lot of repeating. Let me see what's at the
he's
end
just
here.
like he's just like
Additionally,
exact.
if Diddy is found,
Hey, I wanted.
Yeah, he's saying the same
I was
thing
going to
over
say.
and over. But what?
I thought it was kind of.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just saying the same thing over and over. I wanted to show something really quickly on the screen.
Here,
If you
I
could
just wanted
go
to
over
get
my
to the.
screen.
I just want to
This
get to
actually
the.
happened.
Here, let me get to the end real quick, and I'll switch over.
guilty of sexual misconduct, he may face legal consequences, potentially. The profound consequences emphasize the importance of hold the values they represent.
Okay, so we got to the end of that.
Dude,
And
I
let
think
me
you're
switch
right.
over to you.
It's like a elaborate. It's like elaborate, like it just keeps saying the same thing, kind of like just expounding on it or something, you know, and using more words to kind of. Okay, so this happened. What was this? Like a day or two ago. One of Elon Musk's Tesla robots attacked an engineer. So like the engineer, this is kind of crazy because the engineer was like trying to fix like another robot, So this Tesla engineer is trying to fix one of the robots, and another one of the robots on the line like turned around and like attacked the dude. So like what is this? Why would a robot that's supposed to be working on the line why would it attack a guy while the guy is fixing another robot? That sounds like T2 or something, man. Are these like AI robots? Like, are they like starting to like have feelings for what are you doing to my robot compadre? You know, he's like trying to fix it. And then this actually happened like a day or so ago. And the engineer's like, I think in the hospital or something. Like the robot attacked him, dude. What the heck's going on? We got Skynet next? What is this crazy stuff?
That's pretty crazy. Let's see. Let's get this.
And when he showed that AI stuff, it made me think of this robot attacking some guy at Tesla. So, do you guys want to get the chip in your head yet? You know, Neuralink. It might malfunction, be like attacking people. You know, and
so here, let me ask you something. So here, let me jump here. So a lot of things happen.
Oh, Simpsons. I was going to do a video on this too soon. I was going to do a video on Simpsons predictions soon, but go ahead, man. This is good.
But we were talking about 2023, and a lot of crazy stuff happened in 2023. The economy has gotten significantly worse. A lot of inflation. A lot of scandals.
Bro.
Go ahead.
No, man. I saw something where they compared the price of a house in the Great Depression to a house today, and cars in the Great Depression to a cars today. It's actually like double the price today than it was in the Great Depression. It was like 3 times your yearly wage for a house or something. No. Was it for a car? I think it was a car. No, it was a house. It's a house. A house is like 3 times your wage a year. And now it's 8 or 9 times your wage or somewhere in that range to buy a house. So it used to be like 3 times during the Great Depression. And a car was like, I can't remember. It was like, I might actually have it open around here, but it was a lot less. So like even rent was like 16% of your wage in the Great Depression. Now it's like 40%. So like they're telling you that we're not in a recession when it's actually worse right now than it was in the Great Depression in 1929. So it doesn't even make any sense. It's like insane. But go ahead, man.
All right, let's see what we got here. But 2023 has been crazy. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Let's see if we have here's some predictions from The Simpsons for 2024.
The Simpsons' predictions for 2024 are truly chilling. In an episode dating back to 1998, the show hinted at an economic crisis, a nuclear war, and the death of the leader of the United States, all happening in the same year. The episode in question, titled Bart to the Future, provides a glimpse into the future where Lisa Simpson has become the President of the United States. In a conversation with her team, Lisa mentions that the previous administration led by President Biden left behind budget problems and quite a mess. Later in the episode, a news bulletin reports a nuclear clash with an unspecified country, resulting in massive destruction and chaos. While the idea of a nuclear war and an economic crisis is quite predicting major events, which leads us to wonder what else they might have predicted for the future. And precisely, one of the latest episodes of The Simpsons contains an even more terrifying prediction than anything they have predicted before. Do you want a part 2 to find out about it?
Well, sorry for the cliffhanger. Unfortunately, I'm not going to give you part 2, but that stuff that they predicted is pretty eerie.
Yeah, I've seen. I actually did a video some years ago, and it was like Simpsons predictions, and I actually pulled it up and put it on my website, and it's actually still very accurate. Like it had predictions for the future, and like a lot of the stuff it said is coming true now. So it's like really weird. Yeah.
Okay, let's do this real quick. So we were talking about AI, and so this is interesting. This is asking an AI what will happen in 2024. Let's see what AI says.
Asking an AI, what will happen in 2024? In the year 2024, anticipate a world of change. A deadly epidemic may escalate, thrusting us further into the age of remote work and study. New diseases could emerge, forcing us to adapt and overcome. Meanwhile, European scientists are on the cusp of a breakthrough, an effective cancer drug that might revolutionize healthcare. Between 2024 and 2025, we may bid farewell to certain cities, as nature reclaims her space. Conflict brews in various corners of the globe, while natural disasters persist, reminding us of our fragile existence. Yet, amidst the chaos, innovation thrives. Expect advancements in artificial intelligence and virtual reality. Signs of civil unrest in America, particularly Texas, are on the horizon. A new strain of smallpox threatens, and water, food, and essential medicines become more precious than gold. Prepare for a naval war, a conflict like no other. In 2024, the world changes. Are you ready?
I don't know. 2024 sounds pretty. AI thinks that we're done. AI thinks what I've been saying.
Or maybe it's the guy who trained the AI and wrote it. He's like just
Right.
putting in there Bill Gates, Bill's a playbook or something. Who knows, right?
And one thing that AI was talking
yeah.
briefly about was, the threat of WAR and a nuclear one at that. So let's see what this guy. Now this is not AI, but let's see what this guy thinks as far as some WW3 predictions. Let's see what's up.
World War III Predictions, Volume 3. America will be invaded. I said that Russia would win in Ukraine and that the most important success of that war for them was to drain our resources, which they did. I told you that South America would turn on the US and start allowing our enemies entry into their ports and start building up resources, soldiers, and more. China would find their path to Israel through their allies in Eastern Europe and the Middle East, which they've done. So what's next on the table? Folks, there was a lot of people who were in absolute denial when I made those first prediction videos, saying that America is so powerful they could never be defeated. They're like one in 187 or 192 countries, and 80% of the countries absolutely can't stand our guts because we've become a global terror. America is Babylon. We've done absolutely dreadful things. Just in the past 20 years, we've killed millions of innocent civilians for imperialistic and colonialistic goals. Gaddafi in Libya was one of the greatest leaders in modern history. He was a saint to his people, and we slaughtered him in the streets because he was no longer going to purchase oil in US dollars. Amongst other things like taking care of his own people, making Africa and the Middle East strong. Anyways, we're the baddies. We're the bad guys. And people just aren't getting this. The entire world is surrounding us. We will be invaded, and we will be destroyed. And we need to be. And I'm not rooting for it in some sick nihilistic way. We are a problem. We hurt millions and millions of people every year with our policies, with our bad economics, with our greed, with our violence, with our fear and paranoia. And we can't be bargained with. When the Soviet Union fell, we made a promise we wouldn't move NATO to the east. That's all we've done since. We break all of our promises. We violate the sovereignty of any country.
Okay, so he's saying a lot of stuff, and some of the stuff that sounds a little bit like pretty left-leaning propaganda, but a lot of the stuff that he's saying also is true. What do you think?
I don't think. Well, I think it's. I don't think it's we. I think it's our leaders. Honestly, I don't want to do any of this stuff. You probably don't want to do any of this stuff that's going on. I don't exactly back up our wonderful prez. I use that sarcastically. I call him wonderful prez wonderful dear dear president, our dear, of course, leader. I think honestly, I think he's a joke, but that's just my opinion.
I call him Jim Crow
He's
Joe.
just a little puppet. And okay, that's a good one too. Uh, but actually, what recently? Okay, I'll get into that another time. So I think it's not you and me. I think it's our leaders, and our leaders are not for us; they're against us, and they're against us, and they're against those around us. They're like, in a sense, they're kind of like parasites. They feed off our money through inflation. Inflation is us paying back the money they stole, basically from us in 2020 when they printed it and gave it to all their friends. So they steal from us, they steal from others. Our leadership is a bunch of parasites. Period. Just simple as that. They pretend like they're not. Okay, they pretend like they're not. And yeah, they're doing a lot of bad stuff, and I kind of agree with what he's saying, but it's not me. It's not me. It's not you. It's our wonderful leaders that we don't want. Might as well get rid of them. Let them have their own country or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Send them somewhere.
All right, let's keep going.
Wherever. Send them to let them live in Antarctica. There we go.
For any reason. I mean, we did it in South America because we wanted their bananas. This isn't a joke. So here's what's going to happen next. What's happening in the Middle East? Yeah. That's going to pick up really quick. And the one country that's at odds with all the other countries, let's just do the math, folks. Once that country falls, I'm not even allowed to say the name of the country because I'll be called an anti-Semite. Like, I could literally say every other country in the world and say if they're going to win or lose a war. But if I say that bases are being attacked right now, do you understand what that means? Military bases don't get attacked. We're being surrounded right now. And there's been several attacks inside of the country from our enemies that they try to make you think are domestic attacks. They're not going to tell you that we're being invaded. They're not going to tell you that we're being attacked. They're not going to tell you if we're about to be nuked. America doesn't care. It's a psychopathic, rabid animal in the corner that knows it's going to lose, but does not have the decency or humility to surrender and apologize and pay for its crimes in a way where it doesn't have to go down in flames. We are being occupied. We are hostages in this situation, and we better.
Yeah, that.
So what do you think? What do you think of this?
I agree with the occupied part. I think like he finally said it correctly when he said we're being occupied, because it's not you and I. I mean, it's just the people in charge, man. They're the ones doing all this. And it is true. What he said about bases being attacked is happening, actually. I've covered it on my business channel. It's actually several. And on top of that, we keep starting new WARs. We were starting one with Yemen just because of the Red Sea problem, trying to get goods up through the Red Sea. So like we're just like causing war, WARs left and right, and our wonderful press is like, yeah, we can do it, yeah, and they're like, nothing's working. Like everything, we keep losing everything. They pulled out of Iraq wrongly. We are losing in Ukraine. We're losing like everywhere, and we got a president that should be like literally in the corner drooling at a old folks home, running the country. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but that's where I think he should be, is in the old folks home drooling right now. But at a rate.
Well, wherever he is, he's likely drooling. Let's keep going.
Pray that the enemies of our country have more mercy than we've had on the entire world. All right, so like I said, the dominoes are going to topple really fast from this point. Once that country gets taken out, Syria, Iran, Iraq are going to be military bases for Russia and China. Turkey is going to do a full alliance with Russia, China, and all the other countries that support the East. At which point, Europe will be given an ultimatum. Stand down or be obliterated. And then there's going to be some very interesting things that happen with Switzerland. Mark my words. Because Switzerland is the seat of the devil. Because Switzerland is the seat of power for the West. But they can't get to Switzerland until they get through a couple of their bodyguards in the Middle East and Eastern Europe. Taiwan, South Korea, Japan, Australia. Unfortunately, because there's a giant ocean between you and us, and we're the reason that you guys get things like free healthcare, you're going to be absorbed. we can't get to you fast enough. We're going to be fighting a war on the southern border. We're going to be scrambling all of our nuclear readiness aircraft and submarines to protect ourselves from the Poseidon missile that can create a tsunami on the East Coast. We're going to be fully staffed in Cheyenne Mountain, making sure an ICBM does not hit Yellowstone and activate the supervolcano. This war can go one of 4 ways, okay? One is that all this is just a theater thing. And Revelations is really the thing they're trying to pull off. Like, so it'll get really crazy over in the Middle East, and all of a sudden, the Antichrist will show up, and they'll sign a great peace deal, and it'll be beautiful. And then we're just in a game, and just nothing matters, because they're going to play this stupid game. In the real world, in the realist perspective, America will be invaded. You might say it's going to take 10 years, you might say it's going to take 5 years, but I promise you, it can happen in 2 years. Now, in that scenario, America can either fight to the death or surrender and hold the right people accountable, right? Like the people who vouched for Gaddafi's murder, the people that vouched for Assad's assassination attempt, these types of people. Put those people out there and hold them responsible. Right. So the arrest of the innocent Americans who, especially the ones that were trying to speak up about this, they can be spared. We can be given mercy. We had no control over the situation, and we did what we could to try to speak out about it and stop it. And another scenario is the people rise up, organized, and demand peace because no one fights, no one hits the red buttons, no one pulls the trigger, because we're done with this shit, because we know Atlantis can exist, and we're ready to have it.
Okay, Atlantis. Okay, let's, yeah.
So he's actually saying a lot of stuff there. For one, the whole Atlantis thing is based off Sir Francis Bacon's New Atlantis book. But what he's saying about us being attacked, I'm wondering if he's seen all the videos about people having dreams about. If you go look online, World War III, Russia, America, you'll see there's like hundreds of people with the same dream saying Russia, China, and all these countries come into America. And you'll also see there's even people from back in the 80s and even 70s that had dreams of tsunamis hitting New York City, which could be one of these Poseidon nukes. So there's like tons of people have had these dreams. I've talked about them on YouTube for like 10 years. And so that's what he's talking about. So like it's all lining up for these dreams that everyone's had that are essentially predictions of what will allegedly happen in the future. Hopefully it's not tomorrow. Hopefully it's like, a long time from now. But the way that the things are lining up is not looking good. So, at any rate.
All right. And I have this this Black Swan. Maybe 2024 could be the year
Black
of
Swan event.
Swan. Let's see what this is.
Right.
2024 may be the year of a Black Swan event. This is a national security event with high impact that's very hard to predict. There are a number of concerns that I have that factor into that. Not only this sort of enduring heightened threat level that we're facing, the wars in Israel, also Ukraine, and we're so divided in this country in ways that we haven't seen before. And I think that just creates fertile ground for our adversaries like North Korea, China, and Iran. And that's what concerns me most.
We'll talk a little bit about this.
You know what
Black
this is
Swan.
like? It's like we're like, okay, so like our leadership is like a bully, but he's like a sophisticated bully. So like he's like harassing all these people. Like let's say his name's Mike and he's harassing John and he's like egging John on, and then he tells these other people over here, hey, John's gonna attack me eventually here, folks. But he doesn't, but they don't, the people don't know that he's been harassing John and trying to get him and instigate him to attack him. So that's basically America. America's basically instigating all these things and then keeping us in the dark and then just saying, hey, look, I'm innocent. Look, they're going to all attack us. It's like that. That's what I feel like they do. They did that with Kazakhstan even back in January, what was that, 2021 or whatever it was, right before Ukraine. We basically gave a bunch of materials to a bunch of rebels to overthrow the government and then pretended like we didn't do anything.
Right.
Like that's the kind of stuff America does. It's ridiculous.
Goofy stuff. All right, let me play this. This is a short one, and then you can go over to you. I've got a couple more videos after this.
These are my predictions for 2024. Alec Baldwin gets a big comeback. Jimmy Carter lives to 100 somehow. Will Ferrell's going to get canceled. There's going to be a second 9/11. X is going to rebrand back into Twitter. A big golden age YouTuber from the mid 2000s to 2010. Mixtapes come back. I finally end it all. People stop caring about vinyl records because millennials get nostalgic for CDs and collecting CDs, and they all switch to CDs. A celebrity does blackface, possibly accidentally, but most likely it's going to be intentionally. The actors go on strike again somehow, and William Shatner dies. NASA sends parts of his ashes into space for publicity so they can get more funding.
What the heck, dude?
Now this is interesting because some of the stuff that he says is actually there's a little bit of something to it. Like Grown Ups 3, that's inevitable, right?
I know who he's talking about there. I know who he's talking about with the big golden age YouTuber dying.
Okay.
I think I know who he's talking about. He's talking about Boogie 2988, who's been like really popular of recent for self-destructing himself. There's a lot of videos out there about him, but yeah, it's probably him.
Okay, and then this one right here with Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter lives to 100.
That guy looks so old. Goodness gracious, dude.
Okay, Will Ferrell gets canceled.
It's like George Soros, man.
I wonder what Will Ferrell would get canceled for.
I don't know.
How about let's see here.
Who knows?
Okay, now how about this right
Maybe
here?
That list.
This is a little strange. Right here, he says, "I finally end it all." Like what?
What the hell is he saying there, dude?
Right. It's like, what is this, like a cry for help? Let's see what else here. This one right here, a celebrity does blackface, possibly accidentally, most likely intentionally.
Didn't Justin Trudeau did it like several times?
Right.
I just saw a video of Justin Trudeau did it like many times. Apparently, yeah, they like to do stuff like that. I don't know what's up with these people. They're really weird. It doesn't even make sense. It's just dumb.
All right, what you got for us?
Okay, this is Chris Pratt. Apparently he gave maybe I should send you the link because I can't play it at all. He gave some sort of speech, and he was like honoring Jesus, if you can imagine that, at Disneyland, which is another place you would not expect that to happen at either. So Chris Pratt was actually talking about the real reason for Christmas at a Disneyland candlelight ceremony. Really interesting because he's like one of the actors that seems to have it together still. It's one of the few actors that still has it together. But I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting. But
yeah, go ahead and send me the link.
To hear an actor talk. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see here. Where's the chat thing? I don't even. Oh yeah. Okay, over here. Here we are. Okay, there we go. It should be about where it starts, I think. Approximately. There's actually shorter versions. Actually, you could go look on YouTube for Chris Pratt Disneyland, and you'll probably find a shorter, like TikTok type version. I think I saw one earlier. Chris Pratt Disneyland speech.
Yeah, I'll probably just do this.
Yeah, there's one over Hollywood Aghast over what Chris Pratt opens the Bible. You could play that maybe even if you wanted to. I don't know. It's up to you.
Okay, there we go. Here.
Oh yeah, here you go. Candlelight processional.
Okay, here we go.
Something.
Dang. You said you wanted me to start at like 10 seconds or something? Or did you?
Oh no. Which one did you go off the link I sent you?
Yeah. So when does it start?
No, I was saying you can use a different video if you want.
Oh, okay.
Just do a search, or you can just use that one. I think I put either way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use this one. Okay, so here we go. Let's do that. All right, let me head over to YouTube. There it is. And let's take a listen. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta get to the spot now. There he is. Bang. Here it is. Here it is.
Hello, hello. About 2,000 years ago, God sent an angel named Gabriel to a city in Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin who was betrothed to a man named Joseph of the house of David. This is a descendant of King David. That virgin's name was Mary. And having come in, the angel said to her, "Rejoice, highly favored one, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women." And the Bible says, when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying and considered what manner of greeting this was. That seems confusing to me, so I'll just paraphrase. She was kind of scared because an angel just fell from the ceiling. But that angel said to her, "Mary, do not be afraid. You have found favor with God, and behold, you will no. Behold, you will conceive in your womb and bring forth a son, and you shall call this son Jesus."
So that was the thing that was
Apparently,
so controversial.
A lot of people... Go ahead.
That was the thing that was
that's what's so funny about it. It's like, I just thought it's hilarious because like you actually have an actor who actually reads the Bible or actually talks about it. It's like shocking to people. It's not really shocking to become transgender or do stuff with P. Diddy or any of that. You know, go to these really interesting parties with P. Diddy, with TD Jakes. That's normal. Reading the Bible, those are not normal anymore, folks. It's like so messed up, dude.
All right.
There was actually a time in Hollywood when they actually all tried to live like sort of a normal life or more so of a normal life, had roles and stuff. It's kind of weird.
I'm not sure about that. When I think about it was better.
Well, you're right. I mean, they were doing stuff behind the scenes for sure. Yeah.
It was better than it is now.
They had some rules. Yeah, it was. No, but there was a lot of weird stuff going on even back in the old days. So yeah, of course, you know what I'm saying though. It was better.
All right.
In some respects.
Let's see here. This guy's got some warnings about 2024. Let's see what he's talking about.
They're hiding warnings in plain sight, and I've been trying to warn the public since 2020, going into 2022 when they started to raise interest rates. And I shared with you guys, as they raise interest rates and try to cool inflation, it is going to jack up the job market. Guys, this is a stark difference from any other time that we had high interest rates. I want you to pay attention and understand economics. Number one, in the 1980s when we had a high interest rate, we had a good balance sheet, guys. America is negative debt to income ratio. Every single dollar in the system is someone else's debt. The bond market is jacked up and inverted. There is no liquidity in the system. Companies cannot borrow their way out of trouble. The stock market is overvalued. And now they're going to bring inflation down with higher interest rates. And the job market is going to start to get shaken. What that means is the normal everyday person, the middle class, is about to get smashed, because when a company can no longer afford to pay their debt and they have to lower their prices, the most expensive thing on the balance sheet is team members. If you don't believe me, let's listen to Christine Lagarde from the ECB. And yesterday, all these inflation across the United States, China, everywhere around, they're all bringing up inflation now, guys. It's coming. Get prepared. But I'm going to share with you the good news if you're paying attention. Check this out.
Market remains resilient overall, although there are now some signs that job growth may lose momentum towards the end of this year.
Okay, you saw that pause, the swallow. The job markets may lose. They have to, guys. They're bringing inflation down. Interest rates are high. Money is no longer cheap. Your groceries are 25% higher. Insurance is 30% higher. Appliances are up 12%. Rent is up 20%. So if you made $100,000 in 2020, you now make about $75,000 a year without doing anything. And if you've never heard of the frog in boiling water, that's the public, the American public. The middle class is the frog in boiling water. If you throw a frog in boiling water, it'll hop right out. But if you put it in a pot of lukewarm water and you slowly turn up the heat, it has no idea and it boils itself to death. Guys, America's financial system is screwed. So here's the good news, if there is any. So we have high interest rates. They're trying to cool inflation, going to destroy the job markets. The consumer credit index is maxed out. Everybody's maxed out right now. If you are an investor in assets like crypto, stock market, you're in real estate, an investor, and you held on to these speculative assets that they told you were a fraud, if they lower interest rates on the back end of the year, guys, people are going to come flooding out of the dollar into assets, and your assets are going to skyrocket. So you have the Bitcoin halving, you have the Bitcoin ETFs, institutions coming in, and if they lower interest rates, it is going to go absolutely parabolic. But here's the rub. If you don't get rid of the greed gene and you don't understand that there is no get rich quick and you must pull profits and that somebody has to be the exit liquidity, and most likely it'll be the person who doesn't understand this, you have to pull profits on the way up. So as it goes parabolic, exit on the way up. It's called a ladder strategy. That's how I did it, and that's how I'm going to do it. So as crypto goes parabolic after the Bitcoin halving, the Bitcoin ETFs get approved, I'll be pulling certain percentages of 50% of my portfolio on the way up. I'm holding 50% long-term legacy. So I'm exiting 50% of my portfolio. Let me give you an example. If XYZ crypto goes to its all-time high, I will exit about 10% of that 50%. If it goes to my next target, I'll exit about 15%. Does that make sense? Up to the 100% of my 50%. So as you're rushing to the exchanges, trying to pull profit when everything's going parabolic and they accidentally shut down because of technical errors and you become the exit liquidity, I've already pulled about 40% of my profit. And I secure, and I'm going to max fund more index universal life policies. Compound, secure, and I can borrow against it. I will continue to buy more equity in companies and build my portfolio so I can increase my earned income every single quarter. I will continue to add to my precious metals, and I'm going to continue to expand real estate. And most of all, which makes me the richest man in the world, I'm going to continue to expand and grow and open up my consciousness to a deeper relationship with God. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I've been trying to warn the public. So as much time as you spend scrolling on TikTok, as much time as you spend bitching and complaining about all the systems, you should be spending that time educating yourself, because this is your one opportunity that our kids will never have to shift your family's timeline. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys. If you need support, first warning, I will never ask you to send me money.
Okay. So he's got some plugging to do at the end, but I thought it was some really good information. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it is the time if you want to. I mean, technically speaking, this is the time when you can actually gain a lot of wealth if you know what you're doing. This is kind of like Robert Kiyosaki back in the 80s when they had their real estate problems. He bought it when it went really bottom of the barrel on the prices. Right now, it's not a good time to buy, but you have to wait it out till the right time and buy in on real estate. He bought in on a bunch of, I think it was like duplexes or something, and that's what rocket launched him off. So if you get into the right investments at the right time, and this is because of what's going on with the economy, it makes sense that once it all hits rock bottom, which I think will happen in 2024, my guess, you have to be getting into the right places. While everybody's exiting, you buy in when it hits the bottom, right? And then, of course, obviously, he's talking about Bitcoin there. I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about stock market or real estate and things like that. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. So I do think he has some good things to say there. It does make sense.
All right. So we have discussed all kinds of issues. We started with a big scandal we're in the midst of right now with TD Jakes and P. Diddy and Cassie. And then, like I said, this Epstein list is about to release. It's about to drop. You have a bunch of celebrities threatening that they will leave the country. if the Epstein list is released. And Epstein list,
Did you hear?
it
Go ahead.
it threatens to out politicians, even current politicians, uh, politicians of yesteryear, and then also celebrities. So, yeah, this could be a big splash.
I think there's going to be some ministers on there because you remember when they had that one website. What's that website called? What's the website for essentially
Ashley Madison
adultery? Yeah, that one. When that one came out, I couldn't even remember the name of it. There's a bunch of wasn't there a bunch of ministers and stuff on there too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think you're going to see some of that, especially these guys that roll with Oprah and all these big players like P. Diddy, and that they eventually get compromised. You have like Carl Lentz. He was like caught with 5 different women or something. That's why he's no longer a pastor, but he was hanging out with Justin Bieber and Jay-Z and all these guys. Right. So,
yeah.
And he was hanging out with basketball players too. I can't remember who they were, but yeah. So I think there's also Hillsong. They had an expose on their finances, and they were like, Joyce Myers, Hillsong, all these mega pastors will like, they do. I forgot what they call this. It's like a gifting honorarium. So what they'll do is they'll invite them over to their place to preach, and they'll pay them some ridiculous amount of money, like $400,000 or something, and then that person will do likewise the same thing back. They'll invite them to their church, and so then that's how they could avoid taxes and get away with a lot of stuff like that. And
well, not just taxes.
So, I think it's going to be a lot more.
It's not just taxes. It's a way that they can, retroactively, get a pay raise. Right.
Yeah.
So like if this guy's going to pay $400K, then that guy pays $400K. Now, the other ministry just gave you $100,000 increase on your salary for that year. Oh, the church don't want to pay me this extra $400K. Oh, I know how to get it anyway.
Yeah. What do they need that $400K for? You know what I mean? Like some of these guys already rolling the money. What's that?
Oh yeah, it's so ridiculous. This stuff is so ridiculous. It's disheartening because so much good could actually be done with this money, but instead, and look, I've got one more video. For us. And so it seems to me that the modern church, their response to all of this stuff that we're talking about, their way to address, actually they're not even interested in addressing. But meanwhile, while all of this stuff is happening, this is what the Cub Scout Christians, the Christianity Light, the mega church Christians, the Pentecostals, the freaking prosperity gospel. This is what they're doing.
We gonna get in trouble for this, but I need 22 people. Hit them up.
Gives new meaning to hoedown, right?
Yeah, I mean this is exactly what you need. Here, let's play it again, just in case you missed the profundity of this jumping around while there are real issues. Jumping and notice, and there's no teaching going on here either. It's just a party, right? Let's study this closer.
We gonna get in trouble for this, but I need 22 people. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's a great solution for the problems. That's a great solution. I can't believe that I didn't think of it myself.
Dancing? Oh yeah. I use the term hoedown for a reason, man, because I remember one time I was in some church and there's a woman in the front and she was trying to get the attention of the pastor. You know what I mean? And I kind of wonder sometimes if there's more going on. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that's the case here. We don't know what's going on here, but you know what I mean? We have P. Diddy parties and stuff, so who knows, right?
Yeah. Hey, check it out. Look at what Paula A says. She's talking about the Pratt the Pratt scripture reading. She says that to say consume was not a mistake.
Oh, consume.
You don't remember because the word
weird.
was conceived, and he said consume.
Yeah, conceived, right? Yeah. I would hope that it was a mistake.
Now hold up. Since some of y'all are asking for, you're asking for a video that I think I might have played last week. Some folks are in the chat asking for this, so let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it for you. I know you want it. Let's see here.
What is this video?
Yeah, I'll find it. Let's see here. Okay, this is a minute. Basketball game. Okay, no, not the basketball game. I got a bunch of pictures of my son's stuff here, but this is not what I'm looking for. 1 second here. Okay. Come on. Okay, there we go. What is that? Oh, I just happened to find it. Oh, this is going to be great. Hold up here. We're going to have a good time. Wait 1 second here. Okay. All right, here it comes. All right, let's see here. Oh my goodness. This is bonus. We doing this in real time. This is bonus content. But y'all, this is, by the way, what I'm downloading. This is the other thing. This is the other thing that that folks are doing, that they doing, you know, the good folks that they supposed to be doing some stuff that's productive and helpful, but this is another way that they believe they are being profound and really actually doing some things to solve significant and serious problems in the world. Let's hear. Let's see what we got here. Let's see here. Let's see.
Let's go!
Oh, this one.
The devil tried to block me, tried to stop me, but no. Tried to steal my blessing, but God said, oh no. I'ma send some angels to help my remnant. They're gonna see my goodness in the end time like never before. Devil, do you really think you can stop them? You can block them, devil. Do you really think you can stop them or block them, devil? Do you really think you can stop them or block them, devil? By the power of the blood, you are defeated. been stuck by the word of God. Let's go!
I'm pretty sure that what he was just doing right there was not the word of God. I'm pretty sure that that's not what that was. But it was pretty.
You should hire him. You should hire him for your next gig.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, dude. You got to get him on, man, so they can make another video about that.
I know
Maybe
folks
you can invite him on.
I know folks want this again, so I know y'all are hungry for this. And by the way, you can text NBWC to 77977 because your support is changing lives. Your support is changing lives. And it's promoting this dude to think of more stuff like this. So we definitely want to support.
Oh! The devil tried to block me, tried to stop me, but no. Tried to steal my blessing, but God said, oh no. I'ma send some angels to help my remnant. They're gonna see my goodness in the end time like never before. Devil, do you really think you can stop them? You can block them, devil. Do you really think you can stop them or block them, devil? Do you really think you can stop them or block them, devil? By the power of the blood, you are defeated. You've been stuck by the word of God.
All right, now, let me check it. Let me show you something real quick. I just want you to check.
He almost sings as good as me, man. He almost sings as good as me.
All right, so they have.
He's good.
So let me tell you, man. They've got good equipment in this church. Those two keyboards, those are expensive keyboards. It looks like they're on an Aviom and in-ear monitoring system. You see, this must be like the head musician right here. Look, he's got it right, like he's really into it. See, he's got eye contact. He's got the eye contact with the guy and make sure that he doesn't miss. You know, they rehearsed this. So, you want to make sure it happens. All right. Okay, wait a minute. And then, so that's one thing. So you see, he's on his job. He's on his job. And then, here, check this out. Wait a minute, I missed it. It's back. It's back here. Okay, right here. See, there's an extra singer over there in the side. Wait a minute, you can't see the singer. Oh man, how can I get it so you can see the singer? Oh, y'all.
There's another singer too.
In 1 second here.
Oh yeah. That's the guy. That's the one saying the oh no really loud, right, or really high pitch, right?
Yeah. Let me.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it for us. What's going on? Here we go. There we go. I'll make it a little wider. Here we go. Oh, come on. Don't move my window around. That's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, let's see here. Man, it's messing with me. But that's all right. It's going to be worth it. There he is right there. You see
there
the
it
dude?
is.
You got the extra. And actually, it makes me realize also that y'all didn't get to see this dude right here fully. So you didn't get to see all of that, right? But check out what happens. He goes over here. Wait a minute. He walks over, and he gets okay here. You know what? Let's just play the whole thing again. I know y'all want to hear it one more time. Here we go.
Let's go!
You're trying to torture the audience.
The devil tried to block me, tried to stop me, but no. Tried to steal my blessing, but God said, oh no. I'ma send some angels to help my remnant. They're gonna see my goodness in the end time like never before. Devil, do you really think you can stop them? You can block them, devil. Do you really think you can stop them or block them, devil? Do you really think you can stop them or block them, devil? By the power of the blood, you are defeated. You've been stuck by the word of God.
I'm sorry. I know y'all didn't really want to hear it that
No,
many
this is
times.
good, man. This is good. We just put this on a loop in hell, and the devil will go crazy. It'll work pretty good, man. I think it'll work. I think it'll work, man. I mean,
Oh,
he
my
said
goodness.
defeat the devil with it, right? So that'll work.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Let's see here.
I like his attempt though. I like his energy. He's got some good energy though. So I like the
Yeah, you
energy.
know what? I was kind of going in on him kind of hard. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I like his energy, man. I like his energy. So he's got
I
some good
could be
energy.
wrong, man. I shouldn't be going in so hard. All right. So, let's see here. Let's just delete that joint. We don't need that video anymore. Let's see here. I think
All
we're
right.
wrapping it up now.
Yeah, that's about it, man.
We're
I
wrapping
can't
it
really
up.
comment on music because I'm not a musician at all. You know that. I know you are pretty proficient in a lot of instruments and stuff, but you know me. I'm proficient at the computer. That's about it. And talking on YouTube or something.
Yeah, I am a pro musician. That is true. That's how I make my living. But I'll tell you, I am. I don't want it to seem totally humdrum, uh, but I'm very concerned about what's going on in the world today. I truly do hope that some improvements can be made and some folks can turn around. Uh, but I'm a realist, and as a realist, as I've said over and over, I really only think that there are two courses to actually turn and change any of these dynamics. And in today's we haven't even really talked about any of the garbage that's going on in the dating landscape.
Oh,
So
dating. Oh, yeah.
so
That's a
you got to break from
train
that.
wreck.
That's right. You got to break from that today. But
Yeah, actually, you and I we're gonna do a podcast talking about that train wreck.
yeah,
We gotta set up a time. I know it's Christmas and stuff, so this weekend I'm going to my parents and all that. And you're right now at probably your parents, I'm assuming.
no, actually, I'm at my sister's house.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, because it didn't look like your parents' house. But I haven't been in your parents' house in a million years, so I don't know if they changed it. So
Yeah,
does it look the same? Your parents' house look the same as it used to on the inside?
more or less. I mean, there's a
Does he still got
things.
that train? Does he still got that train around the
Sure
ceiling?
does. Yep.
Oh right,
Sure
okay,
does.
yeah, man, that was pretty cool actually. All right, cool, man, that's good.
All right, man. Well, you be well. This is the fourth day of Christmas. Actually, hold up. Oh, it's the fifth day of Christmas because it's after midnight. So y'all have 7 more days to celebrate the nativity of Christ and spend time with family and friends. And hopefully, Santa Claus brought you everything you wanted. And I guess that's fine. That's our time. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Become a channel member where you'll get access to all archived videos. Support independent media. Super chats enabled. Super thanks for the replay gang. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Dr. Thunder Music. All one word. Spell out the word doctor. And if you'd like to feed me sandwiches, hit the Cash App Sandwich Gang, and make it a great one. And this is Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye, everybody.
See you, everybody.